Just be careful near that.
Good morning, this is Mark from Johnston. The webinar will be starting in 1 minute. Thank you.
Mike, stop talking.
All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Mark. I work in marketing here at Johnston. We're streaming live from our Johnston Solution Center in Auburn, New York. And this morning, we're very proud to have what is actually a new partner for us in NSS. NSS is a family-owned company, a lot like Johnston. They're based out of Toledo, Ohio. Here in-house, we do have Glenn LaFountain, and Glenn will be doing a demo on his electrostatic sprayer. And before we get going, I would actually like to introduce the CEO of Johnston, Mike May.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. This is the second one we've hosted in the last 2 weeks and had great success. You know, with COVID ramping pretty aggressively across New York State and the country, we found that this is going to be the best way for us to communicate better with our customers. So, you know, we're excited to have you all here. That we're in our solution center right now, and we'll do a quick zoom around the room to show you exactly, if some of you have not been here before, some of the things that we have, like the hotel room and the hospital room, and then all the different floor surfaces and the different restrooms and things like that. Everything's live and works. And so we're excited to have Glenn here today. And unfortunately, Mark McKenzie, who is the Vice President of Sales at NSS, couldn't make it because of travel restrictions. But he's on. I saw him join the webinar. So with that, thanks again. And I'm going to turn it over to Glenn.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, everybody. My name's Glenn LaFountain. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for NSS. I cover the upstate New York area, as well as the entire New England area. So what we're going to do today is just show you our new electrostatic 4B electrostatic sprayer. Something that we introduced a few weeks back, and we've had some tremendous success with it. I'm going to do a pretty simple demonstration of the machine. What I want to start off with is just showing you the machine a little bit, and then we're going to do a demonstration of what electrostatic spraying is. And if you haven't used anything electrostatic in the past, the simple way to describe it is, think of a shirt coming out of your dryer that you didn't put a dryer sheet in and you've got static cling. That's what we're trying to get this chemical to do as we spray it, so that it wraps around surfaces. And that's the simple way that electrostatic sprayers work. And we're going to show you a couple different ways that we demonstrate that. But I do want to show you the machine a little bit. The key feature of this machine is we're battery operated. There's no restrictions on where you can go with it, pretty much. We've got a couple of options. The machine comes standard with a 9-foot hose, simple connections on how it connects to the machine. There's a coaxial type cable for the electrostatic, and then a solution connection as well. And it connects to the spray wand. What we actually have mounted onto the machine today to show you is another optional tool that's available. It's a 50-foot hose that's pretty amazing. What you can do with that 50-foot hose is spray areas without even moving the machine. And if you go in multiple directions, your coverage can be upwards of 8,500 square feet of space without even moving the machine. But the fact that it's battery operated just lets you wheel it around your building, in and out of classrooms, patient rooms, office space, anywhere that you want to go. So the machine itself is pretty compact. It has a 4-gallon tank. What that turns into basically is about 2.5 hours worth of spray time before you have to stop and refill it. It's battery operated, upwards of 10 hours of runtime on a single charge. We use an AGM battery, 12 volt, maintenance free. There's a charging plug right here on the machine. The charger's built right into the body of the machine, and it comes with a simple charging cord. Plug this end in, it looks like a computer plug connection. Plug this side in, no different than any other AGM type battery. After your 10 hours of use, it's going to take about 6 to 8 hours of recharge to get that back up. So overnight, charger shuts off automatically. You don't have any issues with that. Heavy duty stainless steel construction on the base. The large wheels in the back allow you to move this machine up and down a flight of stairs if you need to. And it's also not that heavy. It's about a 50 to 54 pound machine if you have a little bit of water in it. In the back side, we have your on-off switch right here. We also have a filter that catches any contaminants that before they would go into the pump or the spray nozzle. And that's very easy to clean. You've got a simple shut off right here. Shut that off so the water doesn't continue. Unscrew that chamber right there. There's a mesh screen in there that's easy to clean. Take that off, clean it from time to time, and that's it. The spray wand itself is pretty simple. It's heavily duty made. You've got your connections here and here where the coaxial and the spray connection go. The on-off trigger is right here. And you also have a lock mechanism on it. If you're spraying a large area where you don't need to keep shutting the sprayer on and off, you're going to press the lock and you can just keep working and spraying. So the holster is here for the spray gun. When you purchase the 50-foot cord, you get this hook and the cord will wrap up, hang on the handle, and it stores away in a closet nice and neat. The tank is easy to access. It's vented. You open that up. We actually have a mesh screen inside the tank so that if you're using any type of a tablet, you can put that into the tank and it prevents it from going down into the water line before you start spraying. So we've already got just plain water in the tank for now. The other feature that I think is pretty neat, there's a lot of people out there that already have electrostatic units. And in conjunction with this, if you're working together with somebody else and they're using a portable handheld device, we have a spigot on this machine. It's right here in the front. You can use this reservoir that holds 4 gallons to refill your other sprayers as you go. So it's just convenience, makes it easy to operate the machine with multiple people working in the area. So what we're going to do today to show you how this machine works, the clinging effect of wrapping. We're using a water sensitive paper. So this piece of paper right here is bright yellow. If water hits it, you see on the sample piece right here, you're going to see blue droplets. That's where the water ends up. So I'm going to stay on the back side of this and spray the back side of this pole, and you should see a pretty immediate transformation of that paper once I start spraying. So with these machines, you've got, oh, I apologize. Thanks, Mike. One of the things we recommend whenever you're using any type of sprayer, you want to put your face mask on. We do recommend gloves because you are working with chemicals, and safety goggles. And it's just a safer way to work with this type of stuff. The machine's very quiet. I don't know if you can even hear it, but I'm actually spraying right now. It's quiet, so if you're in a hospital or nursing home type environment, you're not creating a lot of noise as you're moving through the building. So I'm just going to start at the base of the pole and work my way up, and keep your eye on the yellow paper. And spraying is pretty simple. So I'm hoping that you see a transformation there. All the blue is where the water or chemical that you're using wrapped around this pole. And that's what you want, because there are surfaces that if you're just spraying with a trigger sprayer, you're going to hit the surface, but you're not going to hit the underside. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take it into a real world situation. And Johnston's got this beautiful showroom and training facility. They have a mock-up of a hotel room. And what we're going to do is walk through the hotel room. Bob is going to show you some pieces that we've put tape on already. He'll show you where they are. And then I'm going to randomly walk through the room and do a spraying. And then we're going to take a look at those pieces of paper when I'm done.
Great. Well, thanks, Glenn. One of the things we did want to talk to you a little bit about the product itself. The electrostatic sprayer, we will be having we'll have a form available for you at the end of the webinar that we can certainly send out to you. It gives you a little bit of information about the electrostatic sprayer itself. And for all participants in the webinar today, you will have the opportunity, if you purchase the sprayer in the month of December, you can get a free 50-foot hose, which is over a $400 value, which is exactly what Glenn has been demonstrating today. The other thing we wanted to talk about too was the importance of the product that would go through an electrostatic sprayer. You know, here at Johnston, we always talk about EPA approved product, and actually we have Bob Kiernan here. Bob is one of our Janssen specialists. Bob, maybe you can come on over and talk a little bit about Oxivir from Diversity.
Well, that's, as Glenn was saying, we're just, for demonstration purposes, we're just using water, just so you can see the transfer, the water droplets. But of course, what you're going to be using is a disinfectant when you want to disinfect your rooms. But of course, you're going to clean the surfaces first, and then you're going to disinfect. And that's what the electrostatic sprayers just make it go quicker to disinfect areas that if we did it in person, it would take forever. So it's going to cover more areas. We have in stock the Oxivir TB, which has been approved to go through electrostatic sprayers. What we have in this room and all throughout the facility is little touch points, hot spots we call them, that you want to make sure the staff is cleaning. So again, I did the trash receptacle, the phone, the clock, the remote control. Those are all things we want to make sure that your staff is cleaning. And this, with this demonstration, again, just with water, that you'll see that the droplets are covering those areas. If they went and did everything manually, it would be too time sensitive. So again, Glenn will be doing the, what you would normally do is clean first, and then he'd go through with the disinfectant and just take care of the, that end of that process.
So again, what I'm using is our 50-foot hose. The machine's still in the same area that we started with. And then after I spray the room, I'm actually going to walk around the room just to show you the kind of distance you can get when you're spraying, where you can leave the machine stationary, move it from place to place, and cover a lot of ground, 8,500 square feet without even moving the machine. So when you're spraying, it depends on how you like to spray, but I've been doing it a little bit, and I tend to stay low and work my way up. You really want to just, it's not a marathon. You're working your way through a room. You can spray keyboards, electronics. The mist is fine enough. It's not going to damage any of those surfaces. We can, windows, things like that. All these areas that you can spray where people could possibly be touching. You got a service tray right here. We can do that. Work our way over here.
Again, you can see on the things that we put the tape on that the water droplets are turning that paper blue.
Right into the shower. And then with this, you can move yourself around. Oh, thanks, Bob.
So again, some of the items he quickly did. And again, you want this to be wet for 1 minute. And with the TB, Oxivir TB, that's all you need to kill the microbes and the germs that are out there. And the surface will be wet for the 1 minute dwell time.
So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk the room a little bit. We're going to open this up after I spray for some questions and answers. Mark McKenzie from NSS has been instrumental in the development of this machine. One of the other things I didn't mention is our machine is a little different than most. It's internally grounded, which means it has nothing to do with the operator using the machine. That's been the biggest drawback to some of the handheld type sprayers and backpack sprayers. They rely on the operator to be grounded, and they don't necessarily always ground. A lot of people are claiming that they'll get shocked and things like that. So this machine is always grounded. There's a carbon plate at the base of the machine. I'll show you that after. And as you move through the building, it stays grounded. So I'm just going to work around and just see the type of distance you can get from the machine without having to plug it in or charge it or wheel it around through the building. You always want to try to move away from the mist as you spray.
And again, you see Glenn's doing multiple pieces out there. Whatever a touch point is, the disinfectant will be killing, and that's what you want to make sure you do, because again, if it's left up to the individuals, it'll take them forever and then they'll miss some areas. So this is certainly a better way to go. And again, with the TB, the Oxivir TB, it's only a 1 minute dwell time. And what they're recommending afterwards is not, if you're doing a classroom or a patient room, don't go into the room till 15 minutes afterwards. They'll certainly have enough time for the dwell time, but just to make sure, because everybody's respiratory systems are different. Everybody's respiratory systems are different, so we want to make sure we protect ourselves. That's why we have the mask, the gloves, and the goggles on.
So as Glenn makes his way around the room, I just want to let everybody know, if you're new to Zoom, there is a chat feature down at the bottom of Zoom. So for example, if you do have any questions directly for Glenn, feel free to log in, send us a chat. We have Tiffany over here, watching the laptop. We'd be happy to answer any questions. From our end, actually, Glenn, I did have a question. Could you tell us a little bit about factory, Toledo, Ohio? Where's the product made?
Sure. I've been with NSS for 24 years, but my background with NSS goes back to 1981. I was in sales and I sold the NSS product. NSS is a family-owned company, been in Toledo, Ohio since 1911. Third generation of the family runs the company. We're American made. This is a machine made in the USA. All the parts, all the components are USA made products. The maintenance of this machine, because that's become an issue with a lot of the other units that are out there, trying to get them serviced. There's not a lot of parts available. And once a machine breaks down, it's usually sitting in a closet and it's not being used. All of these components are in Toledo, Ohio. Standard Phillips head screws, torque wrenches, and things like that. You don't have any fancy components that you can't find. These can be serviced here in-house. Johnston's has a beautiful service center out back, and pretty maintenance-free machine. It's really well made. It's heavy-duty stainless steel, heavy poly tank. It's not. This is like the type of stuff you see in the agricultural industry. It's really heavy-duty stuff.
In addition to this, Johnston has sold other sprayers, portable, and another one made by Clorox. The features of this machine that we feel are better for our customers in the hospitality and lodging, you could bring this to each resident room, and in hospitals and nursing homes, same thing. You can leave it in the hallway, and with a 50-foot cord, that's what we're missing. But with a battery operation, it got up to 10 hours. We feel that's a huge benefit for our customers. In a college and university, when we get into these lecture halls that sit 200 or 300 students, we can't get the other ones up and down. We're also having problems with the portable units clogging. We're getting those coming back to our service center with some of the portable units that are out there. So from a portability standpoint, with a 50-foot hose, we think this is a huge benefit for our customers.
Yeah, one of the other features of that 50-foot hose is school buses, maintaining those high contact area. And what you can do with this machine is leave it outside of the door of the bus. And with the 50-foot hose, it allows you to go all the way down and disinfect all those seats all the way to the end of the bus.
Great, thank you. Well, it sounds like we do have a question. So Tiffany, would you mind?
Not at all. We have looking to use a sprayer for our summer camp. How well will the unit travel across uneven terrain?
Well, you've got these large non-marking wheels. It's not, I'm thinking it's not built for that environment specifically, but with those large wheels, I think you're going to be okay moving it around. You may want to tilt the machine back as you transport it, so the front casters aren't touching the ground.
Somebody else has asked, is any registration needed by the operator to use the machine in New York State?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, thank you for the participants. If you have any further questions, certainly utilize that chat feature of Zoom. The one thing we did want to talk about too is, as I mentioned, there is a sheet that will be going out to all participants. Anytime you watch these webinars, the question always goes like, how much is it? What does it cost? This unit is $6,495, and for all participants that are here with the webinar today, you will be receiving a free 50-foot extension hose that Glenn has been utilizing. That's from Johnston, and we're very excited to offer that. It's a $400 retail value, so it's a great opportunity for those of you on the Zoom. And as Bob was mentioning, Oxivir from Diversity, is an EPA approved product that can go through an electrostatic machine that's also available here in Johnston. So at this point, are there any further questions? It sounds like we do have one more.
How much area is covered per battery cycle?
With the 10-hour, actually, I'm going to ask Mark that. With the 10 hours of runtime, I believe we're covering about 25 to 30,000 square feet per tank. And each tank is worth about 2.5 hours of runtime. So you're covering probably 100,000 square feet or more per charge.
It looks like Mark is shaking his head. Mark?
And that is correct.
And the voice you heard is Mark McKenzie. He's dialing in from Toledo, and Mark works for NSS right along with Glenn.
Yeah. That 8,500 square feet of coverage is important. I know all of you, this is expensive to do this spraying. It's something that no one factored into their budgets 8 months ago. The faster you can get this done, you're saving yourself some money. You saw how freely I moved through this area. Time is money. Everybody's in the same boat on this. So you've got a unit here that's very portable, extremely well made, and you've got a great company standing behind it with NSS and Johnston. We appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Glenn. We appreciate you coming in here for the demo. And as we mentioned, we are streaming live from the Solution Center here in Auburn, New York for Johnston. This side of the room, this is our Jansan side of the room. This is only really half of our Solution Center. And we're very happy to be able to have you guys here on a Zoom with us virtually, so we can really kind of help make this Solution Center come to life for those of you that have never been here. If you are interested in visiting Johnston or would like further information, certainly reach out to your Johnston sales rep. Or if you have any questions, we will leave up a sheet here at the end of the Zoom. But you can always reach out to info@johnston.biz. That comes into here, our marketing team, and we'd be happy to send out your info. But as mentioned, you'll be receiving information about the NSS electrostatic sprayer, as well as Oxivir from Diversity and the extended hose. So
Yes.
Parting shots here from Mike May.
Yeah, just in addition, we have these machines in inventory right now. We just got them in this week. So if you need to see a demonstration at your facility, we'd be glad to bring it out to your facility to show you how it works. So Bob Kiernan handles the east side of the state, and Mike Bryden, who's on, handles the west part of the state from Rochester to Buffalo and Jamestown and south. So any facility that's on it, you'd like to see this live, we could bring it to you and show it to you. But we thought the webinar today would at least get the ball rolling and let you know what we have available. So thanks a lot for everyone that jumped on today. And if there's any other questions, reach out to your sales rep or info@johnston.biz and we'll be glad to help you out. So thanks very much, everyone.
Thank
Have
you,
a safe
everybody.
holiday.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm just thinking to bring the room into light, how do we get it so we could do like what we did with the hose? Can we do that with the cameras at some point? Not today,